Hey, what's up everybody, Bionic Kasai here, and today I'm going to review the Hasbro Marvel Legends Marvel Studios, the first 10 years, Antman and Yellow Jacket 2-pack. So this 2-pack was surprisingly the highest voted for figure that you guys wanted me to review. On the poll I did, Marvel Studios first 10 years logo, Legends series, Ant-Man, / Yellow Jacket, got the Ant-Man logo right there, Ant-Man, some warnings, stuff like that. Got part of the Build-A-Picture right here. It says Ant-Man. You got some bios about Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man, so if you guys want to read those, go ahead. Marvel Studios first 10 years, cool picture. I think that is a poster from Ant-Man. So yeah, that's pretty dope. Got 8, as in it's number 8 in the series, and obviously the movie was from 2015. And here's something about the movie itself, and in a bunch of different languages, and series 8. On the top, it just says Marvel Studios, first 10 years. And inside there's a cool backdrop, but I kept the box because, I don't know, I like it. It's a cool box. Let's move on to the first figure, and we'll go details, and all that, so let's go. Alright, so here we have Ant-Man from his first movie. And this is an updated version of the original Marvel Legends Ant-Man figure, which had a inaccurate helmet, I believe. The details look pretty good, and I like it a lot. You can see it's got a lot of sculpted, texture throughout most of the suit, pretty much everywhere. It's got nice shoes, legs, all that jazz. The helmet looks really good. Not my favorite design of his helmet, but it is a cool look nonetheless. So yeah, there's that, and more back details. His only accessory is this, which is a wonderful Paul Rudd head, which looks just like him. I still want to get the Ant-Man and the Wasp Ant-Man, because he's got that smirking Paul Rudd head, which is just so much more, perfect, because he's so much more of a comedic guy. But he's got the 5 o'clock shadow, all along the chin. Really, really great detail. You can't even really see the dots too much. His eyes are glossy, his eyebrows are a little glossy compared to the rest of the face. Hair's good. All that, really fantastic head. I love it. Cannot wait to have the other one. So, now for Ant-Man's articulation. Not very much up. Nah, he can't look very much up at all, pretty much. He can look down quite a bit, which is good. I like that. Obviously rotate, 360. Not really any tilt. Torso, he can crunch barely far forward and barely back. It's kind of a useless joint. Waist swivel all the way around. He can break his spine if you want him to. Shoulders, they can go that far down. Perfect little T-pose if you want him to do that. They can obviously go all the way around. Swivel at the bicep. Double jointed elbow goes pretty much as far up as you could want. Swivel and a hinge at the wrist. Decent amount of range. Can, curve in. Not really too much out. And then, I don't like these. He's got these stupid, Black Panther looking claw hands. I don't know, man. Ant-Man should just have fists, I think, because these hands are so dumb. And they don't even hold the helmet at all, which I'll show later. As for articulation from the waist down, you've got a hip joint that goes all the way forward. Quite a good high kick. Not very much back at all because of his butt sculpt. Goes out to the side, about that much. Not much of a split. Thigh swivel, which is just a cut joint. Double jointed knee, goes up pretty far. Ankle hinges back that much. Play with it a little bit. I think you can get a little farther forward. No. Okay, so pretty much just straight on for as forward as it can go. And then you get a bit of a rocker That kind of kicks it off at an angle, but it works. So yeah, that's pretty much the articulation. Let me throw on the Paul Rudd head and we'll see how that articulates. Alright, he can look that much up, which is pretty good compared to the other head. Pretty far down still, that's very good. Obviously he can rotate completely around. No real tilt, unfortunately, still. But yeah, I love the look of this Paul Rudd head, so this is how I keep him on my shelf primarily. Now here's the Yellow Jacket figure. We get a close look up on here. So much sculpted detail. Almost honeycomb looking hexagons. Sculpted collar, all that biz. Arm details, very well sculpted. There's some hexagons here that should probably be painted, but they're not. Oh well, not too big of a deal. Kind of like looks like holsters on his thighs, but I don't know what those would be for. I haven't actually seen the first Ant-Man movie. I had the chance to watch it on Netflix when it was on Netflix for a while, but I never got around to it. And then it wasn't on Netflix anymore, so more sculpted detail, everything looks very good, a lot of technical stuff. I love this metallic, well, on the chest, you can't really tell too much here, but on the abdomen it's not super metallic. It's not metallic really at all as far as I can tell. Or on the legs down here. On the thigh it's more metallic. But on the chest and the shoulders and the arms it's very shiny. It's almost like a yellow gold. I like that a lot. And on the chin it's not metallic, or the fists. But the head sculpt is really, really good. The helmet looks fantastic. And you can tell that they're sculpting underneath this translucent plastic that they glued on. It's really cool. And yeah, I just love this thing. So cool looking. And then the back, no paint, but you know, he's gonna have a backpack on most of the time. Speaking of which, here is Yellow Jacket's arm backpack thing. I don't really know. It's got these like spiky arms that I'm sure he, you know, attacks with or whatever, but I don't know about these things. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so good sculpt, good detail, and surprising amount of joints. There's a bend here. I guess I'll get into the articulation later, but yeah, good paint. Paint's a little messy in some spots, so the thing's kind of hollow, but it's no big deal. I like it a lot. Now on to Yellow Jacket's articulation. Look down, not very much, but not too bad. Up is pretty much straight. Yeah, he can't really move any farther back. Obviously, rotate 360, no real tilt. Ab crunch, and it goes barely forward. Pretty far back though, that's good. And then, so the shoulders go all the way around. There's a little bit of like a ratchet in that, it's interesting. Go out, make a T-pose. Bicep swivel, goes all the way around. Double jointed elbow, goes that far up, and then a swivel and hinge at the hand. So that goes that far down for this one, and then that far back for this one. And the other one goes that far down, and that far back. Now I like this hand a lot more on Yellow Jacket because it allows for much more evil poses. And you know, he's a villain. The hands on Ant-Man, you know, make for evil poses too, but he's a hero, so yeah, or just, you know, aggressive poses, I guess. Waist swivel goes all the way around, pretty ratcheted, does some funky stuff. Yeah! So probably don't want to do that. Thigh goes up, or hip goes up that far. That's pretty solid. Goes back, pretty much not at all. Thigh swivel, goes all the way around. The hips can't go out much. They go out less than Ant-Man. Knee joint, double jointed, goes pretty much as far as you might want. Maybe it could be a little bit farther, but it's got a big calf. Foot joint is interesting. It's got a hinges, and it goes like that, and then it swivels on a little ball right here, so it can twist around, and it has an ankle rocker. And I really like that design a lot, because if I want to just get him with his feet twisted, most figures just have an ankle rocker. So you can do that, but you can't have him stand with his feet pointed in different directions, so unless you use like the thigh. I do apologize for the lighting quality not being very good. All I've got is 2 lamps, and one of them creates a really harsh shadow, and I don't like that, but that's kind of what I'm stuck with right now. So for this thing's articulation, you've got a swivel and a hinge on either of these, and they go about that far down and that far back. And then you have a swivel and hinge right here, but with these big old side parts, it can bump into each other and not work very well. Joint right here that bends about 90 degrees. Joint right here that swivels and bends about 90 degrees, and then that's pretty much it. So some good posability. I wish there were more joints, up over here, so you can get some more interesting, more dynamic poses, but it is what it is. So here's kind of what I was talking about with Yellow Jacket's arms, So I like this. I like how this arm is following his arm, but I would like to have this arm more straight out following this arm. That's just something that it's a personal thing, but I would just prefer that to be more, dynamic and more interesting. And of course, right now he wants to hold the helmet just fine, but so I guess there's this one little sweet spot where it'll hold it, but if you try to get him to hold it pretty much anywhere else, he doesn't really want to hold it for more than a second. And I've tried pretty much all around the helmet. I've tried squeezing the hand closed more so he could hold it better. It just doesn't want to work very well. But I guess that spot works. So they can kind of hold the helmet, but then, what are you going to do, Very weird choice that they would give Ant-Man. These strange gripping hands, or, I don't know. To me, it looks like he's in pain or something, his hand's, freaking out because he's in pain. I don't know. It's just goofy. It's weird. But I guess it's Paul Rudd, so who knows. So here's Ant-Man and the gender-bent Wasp next to Kasai as a bit of a size comparison. And here they are next to some other action figures I own of varying sizes. They also came with these teeny tiny little micro figure things. Ant-Man looks like he's trying to take a crap. I like Yellow Jacket's pose though, That's a pretty dope pose. Yeah, I wish I could get the legs on the big actual figure, to straighten out like this. That'd be awesome, but yeah, that's cool. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with these. That's maybe glue them to little bases or something and leave them around the house or something like that. Who knows? Ant-Man's also got this big, ugly, circle on his chest. I don't know what that's about. And obviously the paint is not great. Teeny tiny little things, you can't expect very good paint jobs. So here's my best attempt at trying to replicate the poses of the teeny tiny figures. Ant-Man's pose is just so stupid. What is it? What? I don't understand, man. I would be able to replicate Yellow Jacket's pose a lot better if I was able to straighten these out. But as it stands right now, that's kind of how it is, and his limited neck articulation doesn't really help, so oh well. But yeah, all in all, I really like this 2-pack. I love the Yellow Jacket figure. I cannot wait to get the Ant-Man and the Wasp Ant-Man. I'm hoping that's going to be a better figure with some better articulation, and obviously that one comes with fist hands, so that's going to be a lot better. And I can't wait for the other Paul Rudd head, too. There's a decapitated Paul Rudd down there. But yeah, so thank you everybody so much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next review.